AEW has been going head to head with WWE pretty consistently now, but according to Tony Khan, unlike the other promotions of the past, AEW is actually going to win. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We've got the fallout from AEW Double or Nothing 2025, and it appears that's how Tony Khan feels. He wants double or nothing. He wants to be the best wrestling company, or he doesn't want to be number two. That seems to be what Tony Khan was talking about in the scrum. So yeah, interesting to see him mention WWE and the fact he said that he believes, well, not he believes, he says things are going to turn out a hell of a lot differently from how Jim Crockett Promotions turned out in the past. So Tony Khan was doing his press conference, his press scrum. Toni Storm was doing a scrum as well, where she said she wanted to take Meth. She told Luther to get the Meth, and just weird to actually see that in a wrestling company, because you would never get that in WWE. You're never going to have a wrestler in WWE talk and promote about meth, and before people go, well, meth's a horrible, it's fucking fake. She's not legit taking it. Walter White cooked it in Breaking Bad, and that show was epic. So it's not a big deal, but it's refreshing in AEW how the wrestlers can say things, and they don't have these like safe words that they're not allowed to use or say. You feel like in AEW, even though some of the stuff is like completely out there and wacky, it is kind of refreshing to just see wrestlers not have a filter and not like bow down to this like cookie cutter PG environment like we get in WWE, where they all talk like fucking robots, and no one stands out for the rest of the pack. We get in the ring and we wrestle and we see who the better wrestler is, and then you've just got Toni Storm randomly talking about, get me some meth, I want to celebrate, and all this shit. Just very weird. Anyway, we'll go with Tony. Well, actually, first of all, there was supposed to be a bunch of debuts at Double or Nothing, and unfortunately, for some reason, there wasn't. Now, we did see Tanahashi, who nobody gives a shit about, but apparently he's retiring in January 2026, so he's already supposedly had his last match in America. So he just turned up on the pay-per-view, didn't really do anything, just showed up and, I don't know, probably washed his hair with shampoo so Meltzer could appreciate it. And that's all that Tanahashi did. Who else did we have? Bad Boy Joey Janela was backstage. The former AEW star. He didn't do anything. You had Barry Bloom backstage. He didn't do anything. And TNA star Alex Hammerstone, he was also backstage, but he didn't do anything either. And also, we had Felka, so the woman that I talked about in the preview, some hot-looking chick who apparently has been on the spider vignettes or the spider logos in AEW in recent weeks. Looks a lot like Julia, to be honest. She was backstage, but didn't appear either for some reason. Who knows? Tony Khan can do what he wants. Another guy that didn't appear but wants to come back to AEW is Scorpio Sky. Now, Tony Khan was asked what is going on with Scorpio Sky, and this is what he said. He said, quote, I like Scorpio Sky. It's interesting. Scorpio Sky's name came up recently, and he mentioned he was looking to come back. And I've had talks with Scorpio Sky about different ideas and things we could do in greater detail. He's someone who has been here from day one, and I have a lot of respect for him, and he's someone I really like. I saw that he said that, and I had talked to Scorpio Sky about doing something, and we ended up going with something in a different direction. It's kind of a long story, but it would make a lot of sense in context. Maybe not now, at this time, but I do like Scorpio Sky, and he's a part of the roster. I had an idea for Scorpio Sky that I think was a good idea. We talked about it, and it didn't work out for reasons between us. But it's a legit thing, and I'm fine with it. I would like to use him for a different idea when the time is right. End of quote. Well, Tony, I'm going to give you some advice. The time will never be right, Scorpio Sky is a jobber. Scorpio Sky is a bum. I remember when AEW first started, Tony Khan said he was never going to release anybody, and he's almost been true to his word. Literally, people that we haven't seen appear on like AEW TV in years, and they're still under like some form of contract. It's like, Tony, this is a business. You can't just keep people on your roster if they suck. You can't just keep people, in the background and try and force them onto TV because you like them. They're either good enough, they either, are going to have a positive effect on your company. They can either contribute or they cannot. And Scorpio Sky ain't contributing to shit. This guy ain't going to do nothing. He's talking about beating WWE, but he doesn't want to let Scorpio Sky go, and he's trying all these different ways to get Scorpio Sky on TV. Don't put him on TV. If he wants to be on TV, then fuck, I don't know, send him to TNA or some job or company like that. But yeah, Scorpio Sky, this guy should be done. I don't know why Tony Khan just doesn't. Look at the size of the AEW roster. I mean, Tony Khan could literally save himself a shitload of money and cut like 75% of that thing. And it would make the shows better, because a lot of times, they don't even have a lot of time for wrestlers, and a lot of the segments you feel like get cut short, and not everybody's on every show because of the time restraints. If I was Tony Khan, I'd get rid of 75% of the roster and then actually use the people that have got a bit of potential, or a bit of star power, or a bit of something. Because Scorpio Sky's got a bit of nothing. He's got nothing of anything. I don't understand why he wants to keep him. And then he was asked about WWE and the fact that AEW is counter-programming professional wrestling. And this is what Tony Khan said about AEW and WWE and the fact that, they're going head-to-head. He said, quote, "It's pretty consistent. I'd say it's the most consistent event head-to-head scheduling since Jim Crockett Promotions. Saw a lot of scheduling that went that way, and I can tell you that this will go a lot differently than that did." End of quote. So here we go. Tony Khan, he's firing shots here, saying that it's not going to go the way it did before. WWE's not going to go head-to-head. They're not going to counter-program with another promotion, and like AEW, like the rest of the promotions, are just going to fall to the side. No, Tony Khan's saying it's going to go a lot differently than that did. Basically firing shots, basically saying that here, we're going to come out on top. I got to admire Tony for at least thinking that way. I mean, there's no point him saying we're here to be second best. And you know what? WWE is so shite. Triple H is so crappy a booker. Triple H has ruined wrestling so much. Why shouldn't Tony Khan have a bit of confidence? Why shouldn't he look at WWE and look at the product and go, you know what? I've actually got a chance. That show's absolute shit. I could do something. I could beat them. So to me, it makes sense. I think we could certainly see Tony Khan and AEW do something. But yeah, he said it's going to go a lot differently than Jim Crockett Promotions and all the other promotions that went head-to-head with WWE. So that remains to be seen. But right now, WWE is the worst it's ever been. So AEW only has to... AEW doesn't even have to be good to be better than WWE. All AEW needs to do is not be complete dog shit. If AEW can avoid being complete dog shit, then by default, that will make AEW better than WWE. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, Toni Storm, she was doing her scrum as well, and she was asked about being set to defend the titles against Monet, and Storm said, quote, "Ah, yes, Miss Monet. Haven't met her yet. Questions, anyone? I have questions. Is it okay to smoke tobacco in here? Is it okay to smoke cannabis in here? Name a drug. Name a drug. What can we do? Luther, get me the meth." They said it was okay, Luther. Get me the meth. End of quote. She was asking people, like, what do I take if I really want to get messed up? She was telling the conference, I want to get messed up. Someone said meth, and then Toni Storm is telling Luther to get the meth, just like Brother Ray used to tell Brother Devon, get the tables, brother. Yeah, she wants Luther to get the meth. I mean, pretty, what the hell is going on here? Then she was asked about her reaction to Monet winning the title shot. She said, quote, "I've been orgasming ever since. Looking very much forward to meeting Miss Monet Money. End of quote. Even just her using the term orgasm, it's just strange because you just don't get that in the other company, the shitey company, the company that is for the kids and the retards and and I say I actually genuinely mean retards, because if you're paying 6k for a seat near the front row for shitey B-level premium live events, then you are retarded with a capital R. Capital R there, brother. You gotta put that hard R. You gotta have a hard R on the retard. Anyway, she then talked about Mina Sharakiwa and her relationship. She said, quote, "Oh, it's more of a casual thing. Just a big of fun. Nothing serious. We're just having fun. We're casual lovers. We have a lovely time." And quote, and on her big bottom, she said, quote, "I believe it's my bottom that might be bigger than Texas. It's pretty bloody big, my bottom." End of quote. So, I mean, just, Toni Storm having a bit of fun. For me, one of the best wrestlers in wrestling today. Easily hands down the best female wrestler we've seen in absolute years. Just, having fun with her character and saying outlandish shit here in this press conference. Tony Khan, unfortunately, refusing to let go of the past, refusing to throw his old toys away. I mean, it's like Tony Khan, he brings in all these new guys, and instead of giving his old toys away to charity or throwing them in the bin, he just puts them in this big toy box, and they never get seen again. It's like in Toy Story when Woody gets relegated to the toy box because Buzz Lightyear gets promoted to the bed. That Scorpio Sky shouldn't be in the toy box. He's never going to be used again. He's never going to come out to play again. Scorpio Sky needs to go in a certain box, but it's not a toy box. It's a fucking box-shaped bin. Just stick him in the bin and get rid of him. Anyway, guys, that's it. AWW, it was alright. I thought it was decent. People were saying Tony Khan's the Booker of the Year. The tables have turned, honestly, man. Over the last couple of months, I've noticed people are beginning to praise Tony and AEW, and Triple H is getting all this shit, and you know what? He deserves it because WWE is so fucking bad. It's never been worse, and I'm just glad that people are beginning to wake up and they're not kissing WWE's ass anymore. Because it was frustrating last year, people making out like Triple H was giving us the best shit ever, and it's like, no, he was not. But he's certainly giving us the worst shit ever now, that is for sure. Anyway, guys, that is it. Fog Wrestling, catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.